Teddy, how are we doing, mate? Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Cool. And start the red arrows. Warrior foot. Are we good, Teddy? We're good. Oh yeah, that's right. How we doing, ladies, sheds of teddy bears? Welcome to your favourite show, the Ted Coningsby channel. And we're live here at RAF Waddington for the Red Arrows. Take it away, Ted. Squadron leader Ted Coningsby on the controls. Hey, look at my shadow there. Look, Teddy. This is our squadron leader Ted Coningsby, and there's me, a shadow. Oh yay! And of course, RAF Waddington, home of the Red Arrows. Here we go. So we're going to concentrate on them throughout the year until they depart for their operation or exercise Spring Hawk, where they will head off to a more warmer climate, a more warmer location, to Greece and Cyprus, where they will be able to train the latest and greatest maneuvers and sequences in more reliable weather. Not only that, they also get to train some of the new trainees for the following year as well, some potential recruits as well, give them an opportunity to train in wonderful conditions. And welcome to RAF Waddington. History similar to that of RAF Marham, with its connection to starting all the way back in 1916. The Hawk T1, the only unit, the Red Arrows, that are using the Hawk T1. The ones at RAF Valley are the Hawk T2s. The ones at RAF Leaving, they're kind of similar to a Mark T2. They're actually a Mark 167 for the Qatari Emirate Air Force number 11 Squadron. You're tuned into RAF Waddington with the Ted Coningsby channel, and we're here for the Red Arrows. Here we go. Let's see what we're going to get today. Quite a few Reds on the move already. And of course, RAF Waddington is home adjacent to the world's busiest lorry traffic in the world. So you're RAF Lorrington. I've got the Red Arrows air-to-air frequency as well, so you can hear them. Gives a bit of an air show buzz. But that's all I've got here today for you on the on that. Let's have a look. Look at them looking good there now. This looks pretty good, doesn't it? Look at this. With the lorry, why not? How many have we got, Teddy? Is that 5? So they do practice in sequences, parts of the formation. Not all 9 train at the same time. We got Enid 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we got a 6. The precision is even down to parking up level. Even on the even when they're parked up. Numbers, even numbers on the right. So reds 2, 4, 6 and 8 on the right. Odds on the left. So that's 3, 5, 7 and 9. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red arrows to enjoy. Here we go. Nice. Ted's flying with the red arrows as well. Here we go. It's time to ride with the reds. And one thing I do love about the red arrows is the commentary as well. It's the red arrows. Here we go. Ted flew in September. 3rd of September 2021, a transit flight back to the sometimes you get a formation of just 3, you get a formation of 8, so you get a formation of 7, the Hanna, which is a formation of 4, 5, the Enid, and they just literally will pick a couple of sequences or maneuvers from their display and go over and over again. We're talking about the world's best lady gents teddy bears. We're talking about the best of the red arrows, the ECLAT, which need precision. And you can't just turn up and apply to be a Red Arrows pilot. You have to have a minimum of 1,500 flying hours. You need to be above average or classed as above average. But also one crucial thing, you must have completed 1 operational tour. So not a bad start to the morning with 6 red arrows up. Sounds like Enid. I think I heard Enid from Red 1. Red 1, Bondi, who's had an absolutely cracking career with the Red Arrows. You're tuned into the one and only Ted Coningsby channel, bringing you exclusive coverage of the Red Arrows practicing, and we have contacted the base like we normally do. We don't just rack up. Beautiful. You can see the air brakes there, just underneath the, just to create a more plumper. This is enough to get you excited about the air shows. This is what I'm talking about, man. Sadly, that's right in the sun. Hang on. Here we go. Who is loving this? What a morning. Try Red Arrows with your coffee. Let's pick on this one. Right, let me just sort myself out. Oh, hello. Where are you going? It's amazing. I feel like I'm getting strafed by the Red Arrows, which I don't mind. And you may be wondering what this blue background is all about. It's actually blue skies here. Let me just have a little nose behind me. Hang on, let me just turn around. I'm not going to complain about the sun. Yeah. Let me just find the reds just really quickly. I think I had them a moment ago. Just give me 1 second, let me just have a little nose where the reds are. Okay. I've lost the red arrows, like a set of keys. See one of them, hang on. Here we go, so you just may have heard air brakes to give a more plump plume of smoke. Creates like a vortex, creates like a turbulence. Here we go, smoke on, go. You're watching the Red Arrows exclusively from the Ted Coningsby channel.
The other 2 words that I know slightly on the boring that time, I've got a bit more time to move through, so yep, the same again.
Here we go, same again. So you'll hear the air brakes. The call for the air brakes to be deployed. Amazing. Oh yeah. Beautiful. This is the red arrows, man. Yeah. Woo! Oh, what about you? Caught me out that one. Sorry about that. I wasn't even ready. I'll let that one go. Next time. I forgot about that one. Ah, rotten salmon gills. Never mind. We'll try again. Hang on. Let's just pop it over here for a minute. Let's have a look where the reds are. Here we go. Keeps going, doesn't it? It's beautiful. Looking at it. Red 1, really, really enthusiastic. And that's the way it is, because it rubs on his fellow Reds. Waddington's done really well this year, in my opinion. To come back again around. How we doing? Hope we're all good and enjoying the show. Proper good, isn't it, eh? You tuned into the one and only military aviation channel, Ted Coningsby, bringing you a variety, week in, week out, from Holbeach Air Weapons Range. You tuned in yesterday to have a bit of 7,000 rounds action being fired from the Chinook. Beautiful. Right, let's get back to the Reds. I think I've located them now. Oh, it's starting to smell good round here.
Enid will go flat left hand brake to out. To land at the moment. First sortie there from the Reds.
good start to the morning. Not finished yet. Hope you enjoyed that, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Welcome to the buzz that is the one and only Red Arrows, and what a great start to the morning, watching the Red Arrows train. Now then, just occurred to me there should be two still out there. What are they doing? Where are they going? Let's have a little look. They might even surprise us. And if you enjoyed that, ladies, gents, and teddy bears, if you enjoy military aviation, then be sure to smoke on that like button. Oh yes. And if you haven't done so, get into formation with the subscribe button. Oh yeah. And marry that up with the notification bell button. You'll be notified of our latest and greatest live streams and videos, and of course our Sunday shorts. Don't forget them. You don't have wearing shorts on our short Sunday isn't compulsory, but I know many of you do. All right, here we go, here we go. Here they come. This looks good, this looks good. Over my head. Oh! beautiful. The light is pretty good just back here. Just move this tree a little bit. Oh, where they gone? Lost me reds, there they are. Some sharp light, but we'll be fine. Predominantly it's behind us, so that's good. Here we go. Wasn't that just magic, eh? Absolute fantastic. We are being spoiled today, man. Look at the sky, beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, they will practice a particular maneuver over and over and over again. You don't get the full 9 ship out, or yet alone the full display. They practice certain parts and then just put it together. Go. Beautiful. Stunning, eh? Who's enjoying this? Here we go. go. So we are in the official Waddington aircraft viewing area, viewing enclosure called the Wave, and you can watch the Red Arrow safely in the enclosure. It opens around about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Usually closes around the last sortie of the Red Arrows, around sort of 3:30, 3 o'clock. There are toilet facilities and the burger van as well. But do take care if you are going to venture off. There are red and white fence on the approach where you cannot be there, ladies and gentlemen, if you are venturing off. But do take care of the busy road as well. You can see it anyway with the lorries as well. So busy with the cars and roads, but do take care out there. But as you can see, the display can be viewed nicely from here anyway. Absolute magic. Something that you can just watch all day. Watch them train all day. Now the Red Arrows pilots get 3 seasons. I'd say that was it. They should be coming into land now as they've kind of broken that little pattern. 10:15 here in the UK. Hope you're enjoying it. Ted Coningsby channel bringing you live military aviation. A nice mix yesterday with the Chinook at Hull Beach Air Weapons Range. The Red Arrows Hawk is slightly modified. We'll talk you through that. We've got our models as well that we can show you later. I haven't got a Lancaster to bring you. I do have one, but it's quite precious and quite special. It's actually a Waddington one as well, but one day I'll talk you through it. Into the break, here we go. bad start to the day, right? 6 red arrows. Still got the 60th anniversary decals on there. Beautiful. There we go, our first sort of sorties, I shall say. Got a bit of a double whammy there. 2 in 1. Hope you enjoyed that. Davey, how you doing? Oi, oi, AD Corsa, Eric M, John Minter, K Hunt, Eric M, White Wizard, what up? You know it is. Not bad at all, absolutely. Mayhem Marshy, how you doing? Hope you're all good. Edward Coates, lovely to see our regulars on here. Rock Ape, how you doing? Dave Earl, what up? No, they're not standard. I'll talk you through the modifications that they've had. We'll talk about what the red arrows were using before this, because in some ways the red arrows were once yellow. That's correct. We'll talk about that very, very shortly. In fact, I'll go and let me just go and grab a cup of tea, right? And I'll bring up some models up here, right? These are aircraft models, by the way. Ted's looking at me funny, going, "What are you talking about?" There, yeah? Yeah, doing? Right, just thought I'd catch up. And yeah, I've got everything I need, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Red Arrows as well. With their, because someone mentioned these aren't standard Hawks, and that's absolutely right. Very, very correct. You can hear the R1 Shadow. Now this has got an absolutely amazing engine in it. This has got the Pratt & Whitney's PT6 that I've also got a diagram. Do you know what? I'm actually really buzzing because I've got so much to talk to you about. This engine is very special. Very special. In fact, the front of the engine is actually at the back. I know, and it reminds me of the P-47 Thunderbolt system. And the gas turbine, the way it works, it's really cool. I will show you a diagram without getting totally confused, but this is the Beechcraft Shadow R1, and it's a beautiful engine, and you can tell some characteristics that it's got the PT6 engine. For those that know about the PT6 engine, will probably be getting excited right now. Characteristics are that big bore exhaust sticking out on the engine, and what it literally does is actually, you've got the cold part of the engine and then the hot part, but it actually uses the air to actually spin those turbines, the propellers. It is a very clever engine, really amazing. And I think the rear section is only about 30 centimeters. That's not a lot, really. It is just phenomenal engine on this, and I'll show you a diagram very shortly about it. This is actually based here at RAF Waddington. Yeah, I'll get you a diagram on the PT6 as well. Let me just get back down there. Hang on. Really amazing engine. Really amazing. The only problem is it's a little bit blustery, really. Which is a bit of a shame. I wonder if I can do something to counter that. Hang on one sec. I know. I'm going to use some pegs. How's that? Okay, right, just for those getting excited, I took the liberty of having a little look at this beautiful PT6. Let me just turn that around here a minute. That might be better, or a bit worse or better. Let's have a look. Look at this PT6 engine. Pratt & Whitney's amazing reverse flow, no bypass, free turbine engine. Now, the air is scooped up. It's got filters here as well to prevent FOD, but and these are not connected, the front and the rear part. So this is what's called a free turbine engine. Let's just watch this depart quickly, and we'll talk about what's going on here with this engine, because it is. Do you know what? I used to see this aircraft and think, yeah, okay, cool, I get what it does, but do you know what? That Pratt & Whitney engine is something else. It really is a bit special. We'll talk you through. In fact, I struggled to actually draw it. I was getting a bit confused with it, but bear with me. So look at the exhaust and look at the intake. Look at that. Look at this. Beautiful. Can you see that wonderful exhaust sticking out? That will give you an idea that it's a PT6. You've got the intake there that we just. It's a reverse flow engine. Here we go. This engine is in a lot of aircraft, such as there's a lot of Pilatus that use it. There's I believe the Texan uses it in RAF Valley. I'm pretty sure I've seen that on there as one of the applications. It's really, really amazing, this engine. It really is. I was having a look at it. I was just stumbling across Pratt & Whitney engines. I wanted to draw F100. Now the PT6, there are a few more variants as well, but it's a two-stage. It's got a two-stage plan. Oh, we'll talk about that. So we got reverse flow, no bypass, right? So what you've got here, this is going to be fun in this weather. So I do apologise. So it's a reverse flow. What is that good for? So the air goes all the way back here, right? So it goes right at the back. This is the start. This is what's called the four-stage. It's got 4 compressors here. All right. There's no spark plugs, and the start of the engine is right here. All right. So what does this all mean? So you've got your compressors here. You've got your compression parts of it. Just trying to find a better light for you. I'm really sorry about this. Maybe that's a bit better. So yeah, the air's compressed from here. So it starts off, I don't know, room temperature, say 17 degrees, whatever, and it'll get up to here about 100. And also it's actually compressed around about 10 to 1. So if it came in at 1 bar here of pressure, by the time it gets here, it's squished to 10 bars of pressure. Now this is where it starts to get hot. Kind of like the same sensation if you're pumping up your tires on your bike or your football. You know, the pump starts to get hot. But when it gets to this mechanism, it's actually pushed 180 degrees up and down, and it's called a centrifugal compressor. So it's actually almost like some sort of funnel shape. And what happens here, the air is then pushed up here to a high pressure compression turbine, all right, and then the reverse air goes back again, so same here, goes back again, and then it meets the high pressure section here, but it's not connected to this part. And then what happens here, the air pushed out of here actually controls the propellers. It's a bit like getting a hairdryer with one of those little like garden windmill things that spin round, you know, those little ornaments. But it's so torquey, right, that the gearbox has what's called a 2-stage planetary gearbox to slow it down because it's so fast, and they all spin in different directions. So this front bit here goes one way, and the ones at the back go the other. Now the reason for that is because if they all spun the same direction, the aircraft will just go whoa, it will flip over. It's too torquey, so they have to actually control that. You got 35,000 RPM reduced to just 1700 to 2200 RPM because of the amount of torque this engine produces. So that's just a little bit of basics on this, because it's really, really amazing, the engine on that. And that's just the PT6. So I think it's coming in to do a few more circuits, I think. So yeah, it's a bit like the A400 propellers. They contra turn, right? And that's probably because to compensate the amount of power that it produces, so it doesn't like flip it to one side. So a very, very clever engine. Look at this. Just doing a few circuits there now. Very, very clever. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the I know what you want to talk about is the red arrows as well. How we doing? My name's Nikos, I'm your cameraman and commentator. Welcome to the show. Let's show you what's going on with the red arrow here. Here we go, here we go. It's time. It's Nikos time. How we doing? My name's Nikos, cameraman and commentator. It might be a bit harsh light to show you this red arrow. How we doing? Hope you're all good. It is quite strong, the light, isn't it? Very, very strong. What we'll do, I'll spin this round and I'll show you the modifications done to the red arrow Hawk. There we go. There's our red arrows Hawk there. How you doing? Now, the first modification we can't see. It's powered by the ISTAR engine. I think it's the 151, and it produces around 6,000 pounds of thrust. But it's been modified. That's what the part we can't see on the red arrows Hawk. And your souped up car to get tuned up. All right. Back in the days, boy racer days, the boy wonder days, taking in your you know, your Vauxhall Nova or your or your XR3i to get modified, you know. It literally is. So what they've done, they made the engine, the ISTAR engine 151, more responsive. Okay, so so it, you know, to suit aerobatic. So that's modification number one, really. Now, of course, it wouldn't be the red arrows without the smoke pod. So what they've done, they've removed the drop tank and actually modified a smoke pod. And inside, in the middle, they've got about 5 minutes of smoke. At the back here, you've got about 1 minute of blue smoke, and then you've got red smoke there, right? But to actually make this work, so some very clever piping system that you don't often see. The pilot will have these special buttons to press. Now, these are I made this myself, right? The dye. And we're talking about 400 to 600 degrees Celsius here. So when that dye is mixed up with the diesel, it evaporates and creates the smoke, right? So you've got each pipe does different color. Now, the other thing to notice is the fact that how do you get those really plumpier plumes of smoke? Well, the air brake, which I can't show you because it doesn't come out, you may see it as it comes towards you. I didn't know this until not long ago, that the red arrow actually has an air brake, and what that does, it creates turbulence, and the point of that is to create a more plumpier plume of smoke. All right, so when you hear red one releasing the air brakes. Now, the Hawk also is a very forgiving airframe to give a lot of lift, because it is a training aircraft. It is a two-seater. It is dual control, just a bit like when you're getting your driving lessons. And what the Red Arrows team call these little bits here, these triangle parts, they call them Toblerones, all right? But it creates a buffer, all right? It kind of gives the pilot a bit of a judder to inform them that they've got the maximum amount of lift. So it's quite a responsive lift that the Hawk has. So that's another modification that the Red Arrows Hawk has. It's a beautiful little trainer, I think, and I think it's a true testament. Now, you're probably thinking, why can't we have Typhoons? Well, I need to talk to you about the history, really, about aerobatics and why that was not the case. And but yeah, what a wonderful aircraft. So yeah, that's the modifications on the Reds there. Just before we talk about the history, it does look like we've got another circuit, but I can't actually see it. Where are you? That's a good thing about this place. You don't really need a scanner. Once those lights start going, there it is. Well, it's nice that we've had action all day, you know, since we started, which is great. this does circuits right up until the next Red Arrow sortie, then we're having a good time, aren't we? Well, we're having a good time anyway. It always is with you all tuned in. So thank you. This is a low approach or a missed approach. The lights are still on, but I guess it's probably doing another circuit. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. I think that might be all right like that. Might be okay. Let me just move it a little bit this way a little bit. There we go. Is that any better? Nah, it's probably worse. Probably go a little bit over here then, eh? How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. So yeah, how we doing? Hope we're all well and enjoying it so far. So we've had some sorties from the Reds, which is quite cool. Sorry if it's a little bit harsh light, but yeah, let's talk about a little bit about formation flying. Honestly, I hope that's all right. I don't know if that's all right actually like that, but we'll keep going. But yeah, formation flying literally has been around since aviation itself, and it's really important to understand this. Even on the battlefield, the importance of formation flying has been taking place even during World War I. Now, the whole point of formation takeoffs as well is it gives you a chance to scramble or at least get up as many aircraft as possible at any one time. Taking off in formation, this is a very effective way. Flying in formation as well, a very effective way in defense and offense as well. So this is a really interesting thing to learn about the whole point of formation, yet alone air displays as well. Taking off in formation is the effective way to get more aircraft quickly, and once airborne, for example, a formation of Lancasters or B-17s, for example, can cause issues for attacking fighters. Simply, all you got to do is think about multiplying the machine guns on those B-17s and rear gunners. So from the very first air show that took place at Reims in France in 1909 to the first RAF pageant, and that was with 32 Squadron, which was held in 1920. The history of formation flying and the air show is literally way over 115 years. In 1925, the pageant became known as the Royal Air Force Display, before 1938 being known briefly as the Empire Air Day, and it was biplanes that actually performed to music for the first time. So if you think it's some sort of like modern thing to fly in formation with music, or at least fly in a display with music, you're wrong. It was if you think it's a modern thing, nope, we're talking about going back in time. So the whole point of having the air show was to advertise, create work and display and show off your air force. So first of all, if you've got a new aircraft, the whole point of an air show is to show off that aircraft, because if you've created a wonderful aircraft and show what it can do, whether it is a fighter aircraft, a bomber or a reconnaissance aircraft, how do you sell it? How do you sell that? It's not like you got a showroom, a Porsche showroom of Typhoons or something. Do you know what I mean? So you need a display to show off that aircraft, which created business. If you think that on the manufacturing level how much impact that would have had, you're also showing off your air force, and then you're also showing off not only your flag if you're in a display team, but you're also inviting and introducing the whole concept of recruitment. Red Arrows right here, even the new ones, even the new pilots, which we'll talk about, they have joined the Red Arrows because they've seen the Red Arrows as children themselves, inspired them. This is the most important part of air shows, man, is to inspire. How many people have we heard live on our stream say, oh, my son's joined the Royal Air Force flying the Voyager because he saw a display. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I want to be a Red Arrows pilot. It's inspired that person, that human being, to go, I want to fly a Voyager and air-to-air refuel. Going back to the air shows then, RAF Odeum, right, this is where it all starts as on a more, almost a modern part. In 1947, de Havilland Vampires took to the skies to make it the first jet aircraft to be used in a fast jet team. I think they were called the Black Arrows, I think it was. Now, these came from RAF Odeum, and various teams flew the Vampire. It was 72 Squadron flew in a team of 7. 54 Squadron started using smoke trails, and then finally using the Gloucester Meteor, which took over from the Vampire aircraft. In the 50s, it was time for the Hawker Hunter to take to the skies, and in 1956 saw the Treble 1 Squadron take to the skies, and there were many more RAF Aerobatics teams that started to form, and in 1958 the Black Arrows performed a loop and barrel roll of about 22 Hunters. That's quite impressive, 22 Hunters going into a loop, and it was a world record for the greatest number of aircraft looped in formation. The Black Arrows were the premier team until 1961, when the Blue Diamonds of 92 Squadron continued their role, flying 16 Blue Hawker Hunters. The Yellow Jacks, the Red Pelicans, and then then something extraordinary took to the skies, the English Electric Lightnings in formation. I mean, can you imagine that? In 1960, the Tigers of 74 Squadron were re-equipped with the legendary, unique, vertically aligned engines of the English Electric Lightning, and wowed the crowds with 9 Lightnings in tight formation, and the break must have been something spectacular. Were you there? Let us know. 56 Squadron, the Firebirds, with the 9 red and silver Lightnings were there, but this was not to last, though, the English Electric Lightnings. I mean, you got to think about it, the skill involved, discipline, tight formations with no room for error. You've got to even admire how much time the Red Arrows do this, right? So have a think about it. They will practice day in, day out, week in, week out, okay? So you've got English Electric Lightnings and interceptor aircraft. You are then taking those pilots away from almost like a QRA role during very important times. You only need to see how much they train and practice to understand that it's not really possible to actually dedicate fighter pilots, which is why they have 3 seasons with the Red Arrows and move on. Cost as well is another matter. So it was kind of like fate was going to get at it at one point. You see, taking away pilots from their interceptor role and giving them like even just 1 season, that's a lot. You're then minimizing your interceptor pilots, and then of course you've got the ground crew to work on the English Electric Lightnings, and this was very expensive, so it was only a matter of time, and sadly this came to an end, and it was decided that training aircraft would be the desired choice. So what was the answer? Well, it wasn't until 1964 at Little Rissington that the RAF decided that it was time to amalgamate the display teams into the Supreme Elite Aerobatics team, just one. So they took the name of the Red Pelicans, who were at that time flying the BAC Jet Provost Mark 4s. They then took the Yellow Nat trainers, known as the Yellow Jacks, after Flight Lieutenant Lee Jones's call sign, Yellow Jack, and they took the Red Arrows, or took the Arrows after the Black Arrows name, put that all together as the RAFAT, the Royal Air Force Aerobatics team, as we all know them as the Red Arrows. They chose to paint the fallen Nat red, as we have seen more times than none. We have grey skies here in the UK. Now let me just show you the very first Red Arrows aircraft in yellow from the Yellow Jacks, all right? So I've got that here with me, which I'll show you. So let me get the red one as well. So so I've got, here we go. So we've got the fallen Nat. Look at this beaut. Look at it. This oh dear. Needs a bit of ground crew Drew on that one. They do take a bit. Look at this though. I mean, it does look nice, doesn't it? This is what the Red Arrows used right up until 1979 when they replaced this aircraft. But like I said, they started. This was the Yellow Jacks, so the Red Arrows were yellow for like a few seconds, and then of course red was the chosen choice because they felt that red looked better in grey skies. Okay, so there we go. So a transformation. There's the fallen gnat. Look at it though, beautiful. Oh, I mean, even yellow just looked pretty cool though, I must admit. But yeah, 1979 finally saw the introduction to the Hawk. So there we go, a little brief, tiny bit of history about formation flying. Canopies are up, which is a good sign, so we should be getting another sortie, I would have thought. Nothing's guaranteed, of course. You've just got to have a bit of potluck. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry, I got my notes mixed up there. In 1947, I just want to add, at Odium, it was the Black Knights, not the Black Arrows, so I do apologise for that. It was 1948, the first jet crossing the Atlantic Ocean by the Vampires of number 54 Squadron. So apologies for that bit. The Black Knights, that's what I was thinking of. That's pretty cool, isn't it? The world's first jet formation display team. Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Black Knights, not the Black Arrows. Black Arrows were hunters. There you go. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? So RAF Waddington has got a lot of history, and it's got a lot of firsts, and it's got a few names here that will live in history to be immortalised, and one of them is Squadron. We got to give it to. Sorry, 2 seconds. I've got a runny nose. Squadron leader John D. Nettleton, who was awarded Victoria Cross. And it was here that not only, I mean, Waddington has had a lot of first, ladies, gents, teddy bears. It was the first base to, or at least along with the Squadron 44, Rhodesia Squadron, to actually operate the very first Lancaster. It arrived here, so the Lancaster bomber on its prototype BT-308 was actually the prototype labelled at first as a Mark III Manchester. Mark III Manchester. You see, with the Hampdens, with the Wellington bombers, along with the Wellington, Hampden, and the Manchester, although the Manchester had a bit of a bad reputation, two engines just weren't reliable, weren't powerful enough, with the likes of the Blenheim as well, a lighter bomber as well with that one, but they needed more power, and the idea was to bring out a 4-engine bomber. Now, the Lancaster wasn't the first World War II RAF bomber to enter service. We also had the short Stirling bomber, which I've got all these models. I could do a whole show just talking about the history of bombers and World War II. But once the Avro Manchester came here as a prototype and then operated with number 44 Rhodesia Squadron, then it was time, and also it was number 44, if I remember correctly, were the first to operate the Manchester itself outright. We've also got a first here. It was Waddington that actually operated the very first, were allocated the first Vulcan bomber. So it's got a lot of firsts here, but I would love to tell you a lot about the Augsburg mission. You see, when we're talking about September 1941, when BT 308, which was the serial number for the prototype Mark III Lancaster. Let me just move my notes over a little bit. So yeah, it was 44 Rhodesia Squadron that was first to fly the Lancaster operationally. That was on the 2nd of March 1942. And during that period, when we talk about the history of RAF Coningsby's numbers 97 Squadron that were operating at the time the Avro Manchester, RAF Coningsby during that time actually closed its runway to have the upgrade. So it went from grass runways to concrete and also hardened runways into the Class A configuration. So that letter A triangular configuration. So number 97 Squadron moved to RAF Woodhall Spa, where they started to operate the Avro Lancaster as well. Now, the next mission to go operationally was the next month. You won't believe it. I was having a look and I was thinking 2nd of March 1942, and then the men went on a mission on the 17th of April 1942. Now, I would, right, next time I give you this story, I'm going to get a Lancaster. I really need a